Put in $1 trillion, Jake, take out $1 trillion when the sides are this far apart. Where does that leave millions of Americans who are literally just desperate for this to happen? And what would you expect the conversation is going to be like in that meeting right now, Jake?
Well, a few things. It sounds like you're talking about like $5 or $6 here. You come up 5, we'll come down 5, but it's not. It's $1 trillion. And keep in mind, most Republicans are divided here. Some believe there should be another relief package. Some believe there shouldn't. So this is just not as easy as come up $1 trillion, come down $1 trillion. Nancy Pelosi made that offer last night in her meeting in the Capitol, and the Republicans rejected it. So again, this is just another opportunity to have that same conversation again. Now listen, on a lot of issues here, Republicans and Democrats are quite close. But on the big issues, unemployment insurance, state aid, state and local aid, they are very far apart, and there's a huge divide to bridge. And I'm just not sure. I mean, this is not the second meeting. This will be the 11th meeting in 12 days between these 4 principals. So I don't think this is I don't really see anything happening new here. I could be wrong. I could be mistaken. I don't like to predict. But if past is precedent, they are far apart and remain far apart.
Well, I mean, for folks, and I know I keep going back to this, but there are millions of people out there frustrated and scared by this lack of progress. They don't know what's going to happen. What are they to make of the fact that at least some senators have said they're heading home? I mean, give me a sense. I know it's the 4 players who are in that room who are ultimately going to make the decision, but what kind of feeling are you getting there? Is this a signal that nobody's expecting a deal anytime soon?
Well, people would have stayed in town if they thought a deal was in the offing, and they didn't stay in town. They all went home, Chris, as you just noted. Now, listen, both chambers are on 24-hour notice, so the leadership will give them 24 or so hours to come back to the Capitol to vote on a deal if it's imminent. As you said, the 4 players are in the room, but listen, if you are counting on these enhanced unemployment benefits or an extension of the PPP program, or you are a state or local official who's counting on federal money to help plug the gap from steep losses from this virus, you're in big trouble because they are completely at a deadlock, and there's no sense at all that they are getting any closer to each other after 2 weeks. Almost two weeks ago to the day was the first real meeting between these 4 principals, and again, no progress, not one iota, maybe one iota, one speck of progress has been made.
Yeah, and I've pointed, as you point out, you know, the people who want to see if their benefits are going to be renewed. But I was just thinking today, as Governor Cuomo was making his announcements, schools that are making plans to reopen, they want to know what kind of money there's going to be there. I mean, the list of people whose lives, whose jobs, whose sort of mission, in the case of, let's say, a school district, is being put on hold is still on hold.
That's right. I mean, and Republicans, by the way, for school funding, this is the criticism of Democrats from many Republicans, which is Republicans have offered $105 billion in new money for schools, which is tough for a lot of Democrats to say no to. Democrats have been closer to $400 billion and $175 billion for K through 12 education. So there's a lot of money washing around in this deal, and maybe Democrats will temper some of their asks, and maybe Republicans will go up on some of their asks. There's just a lot of new money at stake here. There's a lot to be had here for both sides, but at this point we just don't see any bridging of the gap. And you're right, schools are opening across the country, and they're going to do so without a lot of federal aid that otherwise could be had.
Hey there, I'm Chris Hayes from MSNBC. Thanks for watching MSNBC on YouTube. If you want to keep up to date with the videos we're putting out, you can click subscribe just below me, or click over on this list to see lots of other great videos.